Hey everybody, it's markdawes here, and as you're probably aware, I'm over here in Pennsylvania with my wife Deborah, with Sam Childers, the machine gun preacher, and we're at this 4-day event over here, which is Thunder in the City, the aim of which is to raise money to support his work in East Africa and South Sudan, saving children of war. Now today is also Sam's birthday, and what I'd like you to do is I'm going to stop talking right now. I want you to listen to Tito, who's Sam's right-hand man, and also to Sam. We're going to tell you a little bit about the crisis in South Sudan, which is probably the worst humanitarian crisis that there's ever been in history. And then at the end of this, I'd like you to think about donating something to Sam's mission to help him with his cause, because that would be the best birthday present you could ever give this man. Thanks ever so much. Now I'm going to hand you over to Tito and Sam.
Once a year, we're able to all gather for a cause that's bigger than ourselves, and it's just been amazing for the last almost 10 years. I've been a part of it, to be able to watch you be a surrendered and obedient servant of God in an area that God knows how, why you went as far as you did and have done what you've done in order to be obedient to Him. That's just flat out amazing. And for those of you that have been to Africa and have seen simply just the road that it takes to get there in a car, let alone all the struggles that come with it, it's just amazing to be able to see what you've endured, and to also see how God continues to bless you because of your obedience. And I think that that's a lesson that if there's ever a lesson that we can all take from this would be the best birthday present, is that we all find a little something in ourselves to be obedient to, and just never give up, and just allow Sam's influence and his role model to be the driving force of how we can change and become better people. And I guarantee you that if Sam had this microphone, he would say that would be the best present that he could have today. So let's just take this year and let's make that a special note, that we look at Sam as the example, and we look at Christ as the ultimate example, and we just do our best to be our best and to honor God in everything we do. And that includes obedience. So that being said, Leon, lead us in a happy birthday song.
Let's all sing it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sam. Happy birthday to you.
Let's get some words from Sam. How's that?
Yeah. There you go.
Now we better.
Come on, man.
Dino, you got more for it, bro.
I don't really have much words to say besides I think we need to remember why we're here.
Amen.
And it's Angels of East Africa.
That's right.
It's what changed my life, Dino's life, Mark's life, his wife, Mrs. Wolf's life. Russell, where's Russell? Russell. How many's been to Africa before? Yeah, you too. Yeah, I forgot you guys were over there too. It'll change your life. So let's just kind of look into why we're doing it. You know, I just want to say this. The UN says, you know, a lot of people says to me all the time, well, we got starving people in Africa. Or excuse me, here in America. We don't have no starving people in America. If children go hungry in America, it's because they got a deadbeat mom and dad. You don't like what I have to say? I really don't care. That's the truth. Every little town got a food pantry. Everybody that is on low income gets food stamps, or not food stamps anymore. You get a credit card now, I guess. I need to get one of them. But I mean, there's no homeless people because they have homes to put you in, but you got to follow the rules, and people don't like to follow the rules. But in Africa, the people that we help are people that don't have no hope but us. And most of you that's been over to my projects know I don't hand stuff out. I teach people how to provide for themselves. We're working over 440 some people right now a day, teaching them a skill and a trade. We're feeding over 12,000 meals every day. The work gets bigger. There's not one orphanage anymore. There's not 2. There's not 3. There's 8 projects that all deal from little kids all the way up to 20 some years old. But after saying all of that, I just want to end up by right now in South Sudan, the UN says there's nearly 7 million people on the verge of starvation. But I want you to think of this. Over 4 million of them are little kids like these little kids up here. Over 4 million children on the verge of dying right now. There's something every one of us can do here. So, you know, if you don't want to give money, buy some tickets on that bike over there. You might end up winning it. But I want to say thank you for all your support. Every year it gets a little bit bigger. This year we got hit by rain again, but I guess that's Somerset County. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Sam. In perspective of Sam said, I want you to know that he was talking a couple of times reference about the United Nations. The United Nations themselves put out a report last year, June of last year, that titled South Sudan the worst humanitarian disaster in the history of history. So think about that. All the world
And the
wars.
biggest refugee camp.
And yes, we also that they also have the largest refugee camps that they're supporting
In the world.
In the world,
In the world.
hands down.
Yeah.
So
It's in
nobody even
northern
comes
Uganda.
close. So all that being said, I'm just trying to help you guys understand where God has Angels of East Africa and why we're there, and the realities that this is a very critical ministry. That we're not serving in an area where there's a lot of NGOs, a lot of dependencies. A lot of the NGOs that were in Emily they're not even there anymore because they don't want to be in dangerous territory, areas where there's a lot of volatility and war. So I just want to second everything Sam said, and I just want to add to that this is a very special ministry put in a very particular and critical spot in the world, and few are like it. So anything that you guys can do, any support that you guys can give, even just, and please layer it all in prayer. We don't want you to give anything that you yourself don't feel that the Lord is directing you to, because we know that if the Lord is directing you, you'll give, and you'll give to your heart's content. So praise God, and thank you guys.
Thank you, But I tell you, Sam's got it, man. I tell you what, you and Jesus, y'all got it together. I'm gonna do this for you. Sam and Jesus, they got the whole thing going. Sam and Jesus, they got it all worked out. Sam and Jesus, they got their own thing going. They don't need anybody to tell them what it's all about. Sam knows a man who once was a sinner. I know a man who once was a drunk. I know a man who once was a loser, but he went out one day and made an altar out of a stone. Jesus, got it all thing going. Sam and Jesus, they got it all worked out. Sam and Jesus, got their own thing going. They don't need anybody to tell them what it's all about. They don't need any fancy preaching. They don't need any fancy church. They don't need any fancy singing. You know God's got a lot of people gotta doing His work. Yeah, yeah. Sam and Jesus, they got their own thing going. Sam and Jesus, they got it all worked out. Sam and Jesus, they got their own thing going. They don't need anybody to tell them what it's all about. Everybody do it. Sam and Jesus, they got their own thing going. it's all good to say. Everybody wants it. Sam and Jesus, they got their own thing going. Sam and Jesus, they got it all worked out. Sam and Jesus, they got their own thing going. They don't need anybody in the water's on the line. They don't need anybody in the water's on the line. They don't need anybody. What? What is all about?